Okay. We have an apple and an orange. What goes in the middle, what goes in the middle is what they both have in common. Will we compare them? So what did we say about an apple and an orange?
They're different.
But we want to know what they have in common. Erica. Seeds. They both have seeds, right? They're both fruits and they both have
Seeds. They're both circles.
fruit.
They're both circles.
What do we call that though?
Sphere.
Sphere, because it's a 3D shape. Okay. Class. Crisscross.
Applesauce.
Listen, in the middle, it tells us what they both have. They both have seeds. They are both a fruit, and they both are in the shape of a sphere. Now, we're going to go to an apple. What is something that an apple has that an orange doesn't, Rivers?
It's red. An apple has a stem.
An apple has a stem.
See?
Stem. Okay, we're going to go over here to the orange. What does an orange have or look like that an apple doesn't? Jonah S.
It has a peel.
A what?
A peel.
A peel. Because do you peel an apple? Would you with your
No.
fingers? No, you just eat an apple.
Yeah,
So
but
when we
only
look up
one
at this, listen, Carolyn, when we look up at this Venn diagram, we can look at it, we can say, okay, we're going to compare them, and they both have seeds, they're both a fruit, and they're both in the shape of spheres. Then we're going to look over here at an apple, and we know that an apple has a stem and an orange doesn't. And we're going to look at the orange, and we know that an orange has a peel, and an apple doesn't. Okay? I'm going to read you guys a book. And while I'm reading this book, I want you to be thinking about how you can compare and contrast the younger sister in this story with the two older sisters. Okay? This is called One of Three. I need everybody crisscross. Listen, I know you read it before, but you haven't thought about it in this way, okay? When you listen to it this time, I want you to think about how the younger sister is different from the two older sisters. We're going to compare and contrast the little sister and the older sister. One of Three by Angela Johnson. What does that make her? The author. And the pictures by David Soman. What does that make him? The illustrator. I need everybody crisscross applesauce. Triggers, what's this called? Table of contents. What do we do with that?
Find the number of pages.
To find the page of whatever we want to read. I need everybody listening. Since I can remember, I've been one of three. Eva, Nikki, and me. One of three sisters that walked to school together, down the street together, one of three in the sun and the rain. So far, what do these three sisters have in common? They walk together. So we compare them and we know that all three of them walk together. I'm one of three that lives in apartment number 2, has long hair and brown eyes, and can sometimes play hopscotch by the trash cans if I ask for a long time. Tamaya, shh. On Saturday, I'm one of the three that sits outside the bakery and looks and smells and smells. I'm one of the three that squeezes into the taxi on a snowy day with Mama, Aunt Sarah, and Grandma, and it's warm in there. I'm one of three that looks just like our Mama, smiles like our Daddy, and holds hands with my sisters in the store, looking like triplets, almost. And we know triplets are like what? Like twins, but one more, right? 3 of them. I'm one of three that likes the subway, the people on it, and the way our feet hang over the seats. I'm one of three who lives over the flower shop. Mr. Lowen still gets all of our names wrong, but he gives us each a daisy every time. We walk down the street like stair steps, and I'm in front. Stair steps because it goes from taller to what? Short to shorter. Sometimes Eva and Nikki say, I'm not invited to go with them. Not to the park, the store, or sometimes even for a walk. Okay, way, so we compared them and we knew that sometimes they did all walk together. When we contrast them, what's
Like
something
me.
that the two older sisters do but the little one doesn't? Royster?
They said sometimes she can't go for walks and stuff.
Right. So on the two older sister side, we would say sometimes they go without the younger sister, right? I'm left behind. Not one of three, just one. Then Mama calls me sister and says I'm too little to go there or do that, so maybe I just want to help her paint or read to her. So what's something that the little sister does that the two older sisters does not do, Erica?
Paint and read books.
Oh, paints and reads books, Shantaria. Daddy says that I have to be the baby sometimes and keep Mama and him company, just sometimes. I miss Eva and Nikki and me, but when it's just Mama, Daddy, and me, it's a different kind of three, and that's fine too. The end. Okay, listen. So now this is the second time that you guys have told me that you have read this book. And you listen to it this time in trying to compare and contrast the characters in the book. So when we pull this up, it says younger sister, all three, and two older sisters. I want you to get your brain a-popping. And I'm looking for someone who can tell me something that they can compare with all three sisters that they have in common. Driggers, what do they all three have in common?
That sometimes that they go by the flower store and the guy still
Okay.
alternate.
So we could say that all three go by the flower shop. Okay? So that's something that all three of them do together. Now we're going to contrast them. What is something that the younger sister does that the older ones do not? Get your brain a poppin'. Mace. The younger sister. What does she
The
do?
younger sister reads books and paints.
Reads